Welcome to English Book Story, your go-to place to learn English the fun and easy way. Mary's adventure at the market. Mary woke up to the chirping of birds and the soft glow of sunlight streaming through her window. Today was a special day. She was heading to the bustling market in the neighboring town. The market was famous for its variety of goods, from fresh produce to handcrafted items, exotic spices, and unique trinkets. It was a place where the town came alive, brimming with vibrant colors, lively chatter, and the enticing aroma of food. Mary had a list of items she needed to buy for her family, as well as some money her mother had given her. She was excited to explore the market on her own for the first time. She grabbed her basket, tied her hair back with a ribbon, and set off on the cobblestone path that led to the town square. The journey to the market. The journey to the market was a treat in itself. Mary passed by green fields where farmers worked diligently and children played under the shade of trees. She greeted everyone she met with a cheerful smile. Along the way, she met her friend Jacob, who was carrying a basket of apples. "Off to the market, Mary?" Jacob asked. "Yes," Mary replied. "I've got a long list to complete today. What about you?" "Just delivering these apples to Mr. Carter's stall," Jacob said. "He's got the best spot in the market, right at the entrance. If you need fruit, that's the place to go." "Thanks, Jacob. I'll stop by," Mary said, waving goodbye as she continued on her way. Arriving at the market. When Mary reached the market, she was overwhelmed by the sights and sounds. Stalls lined every corner of the square, each one filled with fascinating items. Vendors called out to passers-by, advertising their goods, while shoppers haggled for better prices. Mary pulled out her list. The first item was vegetables. She made her way to a stall where a kind old woman was selling fresh produce. "Good morning. How much for a bunch of carrots?" Mary asked. "3 coins, my dear," the woman replied. Mary examined the carrots carefully, remembering her mother's advice to always check the quality. They were bright orange and firm. Perfect. She handed over the coins and placed the carrots in her basket. Next, Mary needed bread. She followed the scent of freshly baked loaves to a stall run by Mr. and Mrs. Hill, the local bakers. "Ah, Mary," Mr. Hill greeted her. "What can I get you today?" "A loaf of whole wheat bread, please," Mary said. Mrs. Hill wrapped a warm loaf and handed it to her. "Here you go, sweetheart. Enjoy." The spice merchant. As Mary moved through the market, a colourful stall caught her attention. It was run by a spice merchant who had travelled from distant lands. The stall was adorned with jars of spices in every shade imaginable: reds, yellows, browns, and greens. "Come closer, young lady," the merchant said in a deep voice. "I have spices that will transport you to another world." Mary laughed. "I just need some cinnamon and cloves for my mother's baking." The merchant measured out the spices and placed them in small paper pouches. "Here's a little extra for you, some cardamom. It's a gift. Try it in your tea. It's delightful." "Thank you," Mary said, adding the pouches to her basket. The fabric stall. One of the last items on Mary's list was fabric for her mother's sewing projects. She found a stall filled with rolls of fabric in every colour and pattern. A young woman named Clara ran the stall, and she greeted Mary warmly. "Looking for something specific?" Clara asked. "My mother needs fabric for making aprons," Mary replied. "Something sturdy but cheerful." Clara showed her a roll of blue fabric with tiny white flowers. "This one's perfect, strong and pretty." Mary agreed and bought 2 yards of the fabric. An unexpected encounter. As Mary was leaving the fabric stall, she noticed a little boy crying near the fountain in the middle of the market. She walked over and knelt beside him. "What's wrong?" Mary asked gently. "I lost my mother," the boy sobbed. Mary comforted him and asked for his name. "Don't worry, Tommy, we'll find her." She took his hand and led him to the market's central stage, where announcements were made. Mary spoke to the town crier, who quickly called out, "A young boy named Tommy is looking for his mother. Please come to the central stage." Within minutes, a frantic woman appeared, her eyes searching the crowd. "Tommy!" she cried, rushing to embrace him. "Thank you so much," the woman said to Mary, tears of gratitude in her eyes. Mary smiled. "I'm glad I could help." Finishing the day. After helping Tommy, Mary decided to treat herself to a small reward. She visited a stall selling sweets and bought a honey-dipped pastry. As she savoured the treat, she reflected on her day. The market had been more than just a place to buy goods. It was a place full of stories, connections, and kindness. She had completed her list, helped someone in need, and even learned a little about spices and fabrics. As the sun began to set, Mary started her journey home, her basket full of items and her heart full of joy. She couldn't wait to share her experiences with her family and tell them about the wonderful day she had at the market. This story captures Mary's adventure at the market, filled with lively interactions, small lessons, and acts of kindness. It showcases her curiosity, resourcefulness, and the beauty of everyday experiences. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to never miss an update.